everybody. I'm on my way to work right now. Trying not to crash. I just want to talk about, very quickly, identifying with our thinking mind. I did it to start this video, a thought comes up and says, I'm gonna make a video, I'm gonna talk about identifying with the thoughts, and it precipitates actions where I have the thought, I'm going to make a video, and then that precipitates the action of me starting the video, And this is just an immediate moment. This is just what's happening right now of why I'm making this video, and how I'll have a certain thought that I think is worth sharing, and so it precipitates me to say that thought, to say it, But what I want to talk about is how it's the very identifying with our thoughts and acting through our thoughts that not only saves us, but burns us and makes us suffer and puts us in a living hell. The mind eats itself alive. I don't care if you guys are getting me. I'm just gonna let the phone do its thing. I'm trying not to crash. You can just listen if you're down. The mind has all these stories, and the stories are backed by feelings, and the feelings are backed by stories, and it's this self-perpetuating system that can cause us to feel amazing and free and open, or it can cause us to feel absolutely bogged down and imprisoned. And I just want to say, we don't have to act on our thoughts. We don't even have to believe our thoughts. If you're feeling anxious or depressed or scared or despairing or full of rage and anger or frustration or any of these things that generally will always precipitate negative actions, I'm telling you, you don't have to act on them. You don't have to do something about it. When we think there's something wrong with us, that's just it. We're thinking there's something wrong with us, and we're going, oh my God, I gotta do something about this. I'm not right. This isn't right. Something needs to change. I don't know what to do. God help me. I need to do something. Oh my God, I'm gonna fucking kill myself because I can't get out of this. That's all the thinking mind. That's all the thinking mind, which is creating all these different reactions that come out into the physical world and just bury us even further. We don't have to do something about what we're thinking. We don't have to act on our thoughts. We do, though. We do act on our thoughts. We don't have to, but we do, And I'm just trying to share with you guys that if you're feeling restricted and constricted and bogged down and scared and in just such great pain, don't do anything about it in that moment, because you're going to make a rash decision that just buries you even further in the system that you're creating already. It's hard to not do something about it, because when we think, okay, I'm not going to do something about it, that's what we're doing about it, is I'm not going to do anything. And then we go, oh, this isn't working, I need to do something. This doing nothing isn't working. But that's not what I mean when I say don't do anything. When I say don't do anything, I mean find the place that isn't a part of the drama of the mind. And if you don't understand what I'm saying in that, that's what spiritual practice is all about, is learning to understand this thing I'm saying and learning to recognize and discover this place within ourselves that isn't at the whim of the thinking mind and isn't being controlled by the narrative of the mind. And the narrative of the mind and all its contents and thoughts and concepts and problems and this is what I got to do to get out and all that stuff has been taught to us. We're thinking in a language that we were taught. We're believing in things that we were taught to believe. People made stuff up and we believed it. And that's our downfall, is believing the thinking mind. You are not the thinking mind. The thinking mind is an aspect of what it means to be human, but you are not merely the idea of who you think you are. And if you see what I'm saying and it's like, oh, what's the point of this philosophical thinking and this isn't gonna help, you know? It does help. It does help, because what are we gonna do? Look at the state of the world. Look at the way we are living our lives every single day. Look at the pain we feel and the pain other people are feeling. And look at the way people treat each other and the wars that are being waged. And the destruction and raping of nature and Gaia around us. How we're destroying the very planet we live on. We're right when we say we got to do something. We got to do something. Something needs to change. Something isn't right. We are right in that. That's an innate knowing, is that we're not doing something right, or I'm not doing something right here. Something needs to be changed. But we don't know what it is that needs to be changed. We don't know what it is that needs to be changed. And what I'm saying here is that the thing that needs to be changed isn't doing another activity. It's not moving somewhere or killing yourself. That's a good one. It's definitely not fucking killing yourself. That's not what needs to change. It's not that you need medications. It's not that you need chemicals in your body to dull you down. It's not that you need to even do anything in the physical world. It's a matter of the energetic identification of self and spirit with the thinking mind. Living in the thinking mind and being only the thinking mind is like cramming yourself into a box. And I guess I could say it's like the spirit, the nature of ourselves. It's like it's claustrophobic. It doesn't want to be fucking in a tight little space. It wants to be open, and what it is, which is open. But when we cram ourselves into the thinking mind, we get all flustered and then wonder why we're flustered. We forget that we're cramming ourselves in these make-believe systems of thinking and believing. And this isn't to talk down the intensity or the legitimacy of negative thoughts and feelings, because they're really fucking intense. Negative thoughts and feelings are really intense. They urge people to do stuff, and make very rash decisions. But I just want to tell you that you don't need to do those rash decisions. Because when you're feeling distressed and in pain and fear and anxiety and suffering and all these things, you're not going to make good decisions out of that constricted space. It's like making judgment calls when you're shit-faced on alcohol. We don't make good decisions when we're clouded. And when we're clouded a majority of the time, we don't make good decisions a majority of the time. And we just live in this prison. We live in this prison of agony and nihilism and everything sucks and life is meaningless and I don't know what to do and I'm fucked up and something's wrong with me, you know? And we live inside that shit. But we don't have to, guys. We don't have to live in that. We don't have to live in that paradigm. On one level, we're going to live in it as long as we are. We're going to live in it as long as we're meant to live in that space. Until we awaken out of that shit. Because I can't tell you, oh come on, just stop thinking like that. I can't just tell you to do that. You have to know and recognize the ability to not do that anymore. I can't do anything to you. You can't do anything to me. And it's because we feel we're so separate. We feel we're so separate from everything and everyone. If you can sense how I'm just my intensity towards what I'm saying in this video right now, it's because a very close friend of mine is having a really hard time and he's telling me about it, and I'm telling him things about it and how I feel about those states of mind, and I just see it sucks and it's sad how locked in our ways we are of thinking, how imprisoned we are, or we think we are, in our ways of thinking. And I just fucking see how that's what creates the world we live in. I'm driving to work right now. That's a system that I'm living in because everyone else around me is doing it, and I need to get money somehow, you know, so I'm going to work. It's a system. It's a system. And also the system of living in our own sadness and suffering and nihilism. It's all a system. It's all a system that we're operating in. And all this shit I've recognized through spirituality and psychedelic voyages and experiences and philosophical inquiry and all these things, the one thing I've realized is, oh my God, I'm not the fucking idea of myself. I'm not the emotion. I'm not the thought. I am existence itself. And on one level it's maddening, but on another level it's absolutely liberating on all planes of being. And I don't think, this is what I was telling to my coworker, I don't think we're in a, there's definitely something we're doing wrong. There's definitely something that's not harmonious in how we're acting. But I don't think it's a chemical thing. I don't think it's, oh, I need to medicate myself. I don't think it's something that's in the physical world. I need a new job. I just need more money, man. That's it. If I had money, then I'd be happy. I don't think it's on that level. Oh, if only I had another human being that could fulfill me, because I can't fulfill myself because I am broken and not enough. It's not that stuff. It's not a physical or mental crisis. It's a spiritual crisis. It's a spiritual awakening that we're all going through. So many people in this moment right now are making rash decisions out of negative ways of thinking. And I don't know what to do about it. I'm in the same boat as you and everyone else that lives in this weird ass system that we're living in. I don't know what to do about it. I only know how to navigate each moment I'm in and know that the best thing I can do is to not identify too heavily with my thinking mind. And to take moments to meaningfully dissociate from the thoughts themselves and rest as existence itself, and remember who I am. Taking moments to remember who I am. That's all. I can't fix the world. I can only work on myself, And that's all we can do. That's all every single one of us can do, is individually work on ourselves. We think the world needs to change. We think we need to do something. We think other people need to be different. We think other people need to fulfill us. But that's not it. That's not it. Because if there's a group of people in a circle, and every single one of them is thinking that the other one needs to do something to make things better, nobody does anything to make things better. We need to take the initiative ourselves to change and to work on ourselves and to let go of the bullshit dialogue that we've been raised in. And I don't even know what that entails. I don't know what it entails to let go of that shit. I just kind of feel intuitively that will help out a lot. We'll recognize how beautiful we are and how beautiful this world is, and the power that we actually behold within us, and the intensity of love and wisdom and clarity of mind. We will recognize these things when we start to let go of the bullshit cultural dialogue. I keep saying it, but I can't change other people. The only thing I'm worried about is changing myself, working on myself. Not even necessarily changing myself, but working on myself, which usually entails changing myself, because I too am operating in a negative way many times, a lot of the time. Something happens when we go through a spiritual crisis or have a spiritual awakening. And I can't necessarily say what. We realize how deep we actually are, how vast and mysterious we actually are, and that we're not anything that the mind produces. The mind is happening inside of what we are and what is. It's hard to see beings that you love suffering and seeing just what's causing them to suffer. And also, of course, there's a feeling of not knowing the real dynamic of why they're feeling that way, but just knowing that all you can do is offer yourself. I can't make someone better. I can offer what I am. I can say, well, here's what I think. Here's what I feel. And offer love and acceptance. And do the best that I can to not perpetuate the system that I can see that they're stuck in. Do my best to not add on to the drama. But inevitably, I do add on to the drama. And that's because I'm not an imperfect and enlightened being. You know? I'm sloppy. But I'm here to tell you that we can work on ourselves. And we can be sloppy and be working on ourselves. Things aren't going to change like that. Maybe. I don't know. Usually it kind of takes, your whole life and this whole incarnation to muster the awareness to work on ourselves. It's not like you're just, oop, I'm done. Got it. That thought is what it is. We're always awakening. We're always waking up to deeper levels of ourselves. As a Buddhist monk said, we're perfect and there's room for improvement. This moment right now is perfect, but I can also be more loving and be more mindful. Always. And I must add, you're going to do what you're going to do. There's no choice in that. You're gonna do what you're gonna do. But yeah, I just wanted to talk with you guys a bit. To say how I feel. And I hope you enjoyed. I hope it was liberating and insightful in even the slightest way. Have a good rest of your day, guys. And I'll see ya.